This is Mr. Rogers, and this is part 2 of our series on how to use Scratch to build the mammal presentation, which is kind of fun. So we left off where we had built both the viewed words that say for Scratch and the sounds for Scratch, so that we had a really kind of cool piece at the end that sounds like this.
Hello, my name is Scratch. I am going to teach you about mammals. This is my friend Barely. He is a mammal.
And that was about it. The neat thing is that after, you do this a little bit, you get used to putting in the timings. And so if you find that there needs to be a little bit of time change, you can come back down here to do that with wait blocks. And you can put them between any one of these blocks to kind of even that out. So it makes it look like he's talking, and you can see his speech bubble at the same time. Now we're going to move on, and we're going to do Barely and bring him in and have him come on and kind of appear. That's the neat illusion here, is that you don't see him when he starts, but then later he pops in and then he will disappear for maybe another animal to come. So let's get started. First, we're going to come to the bottom. We are going to click on the cat, but then click on the magnifying glass, which allows us to choose one of the stock images that comes with Scratch. The one that we're going to choose is I'm choosing this one. Of course, you can choose your own mammal, but I'm going to choose Barely because he's in my script. So click Barely, and then he comes on the screen. Now notice Barely has no instructions, so he won't do anything right now, but I'm about to give him some instructions. So let's get started. I think we'll start by giving him the text to talk like we did with Scratch. So we're going to bring out a flag. We are going to bring out the say blocks like we did before. And I'm going to get his script in there really quickly. And he says, hello, I'm Barely. And then he will say, and by the way, here's a nice little trick that'll save you time coming back and forth to drag blocks, is you can, if you put your cursor over the purple box or any one of these, and best to go this one, then do the 2-finger touch, push down with 2 fingers, and you'll get a little dialog box that pops up, and you can press duplicate, and then you'll get another box. It just saves a little time going back and forth. I have lots of fur. That makes me a mammal. And I might add some more time to that. Rather than 2 seconds, we'll put 6 on there. And we'll make this one 4 so that it takes a little bit longer to go. And I'll have one more that says goodbye now. And that's kind of what I have on there. And then he'll disappear. All right, and that one's short, so again, maybe 3 or 4 seconds. I'll go 3 on this one. All right, so now we have the saying blocks. Now, if you press the flag, you'll see that happen. Now we're going to have him move too, so it's like he's coming from off stage on stage. To do that, I need to position the bear first. So I'm going to grab him by his nose. Ouch! I'm going to drag him right off the edge of the screen so that I can barely see him, just like that. See, so I can just see the edge of his nose, but he's still there. You can see his nose there. And I am going to have him start here. This is his starting position. To do that, I'm going to come up to motion, and already by moving him, it sets the X and Y, so I can just drag that here. Now every time I press the flag, he's going to start at that location. And then I'm going to have him move after he starts, so I have to move him to where I'd like him to end up to talk. So I'm going to move him out here to the middle and let go, and that resets the coordinates. So now I just grab glide. Glide is the best one for this because that will let you see it happen. And then you have the glide block. Now you might want to bring in some wait blocks as you go, because if you don't let him wait a second or two, then it's going to be too long. Plus, we have to wait for the first Scratch to talk. So there's some waiting going on there too. Here's a couple more things. After the bear has finished talking, I want him to disappear so I can bring another animal on. To do that, I go to Looks, and I go down to the bottom, and you'll see there's 2 blocks here. There is a hide block, which I'll put at the bottom. And now if I want him to show up when he starts talking, I need to put the show block at the top. If I don't put the show, then he'll remain invisible. So be careful of that. Sometimes that can happen. Nice to put in some more weight blocks for his talking. So I might put another one here, and maybe a third one. And that's really his script. That's what it looks like now. Now that's just him talking without it. And again, press stop and play. See what happens. Oh, now see, he came out way too early there. So I'm going to pause it. And so the bear came out way too early. So I can do a number of things. I could put a wait block here. Like I could have him wait for 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. Well, let's say 7 seconds. 7 or 8 seconds. I'm going to try 8 seconds and let's see how that looks.
Hello, my name is Scratch. I am going to teach you about mammals.
Let's see how
This is my friend Barely. He is a mammal.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. So now I have that. I'm going to let that script finish so that it'll hide the bear so that he disappears. But he will reappear when I press the script, and he will show up after 8 seconds. So that'll be really cool. There, see, he's gone. Now if I run that again, he will pop in after 8 seconds, and then he'll come to the middle, which is exactly what I want him to do. Now I just need to put on his talking, and we'll be done. Let's do that real now, the sound. So I'll need another flag for that, because as you saw before, we need to run them side by side. So I'm going to bring in the flag, and I'm going to get some sounds. But before I do sounds, I have to make new sounds, because Barely, he just has one sound right now, and it's a pop sound. So I need to delete the pop sound, and I am going to put in the new one, remembering the script, of course. So you have to remember your script. So here's my new sound. Make sure you have levels. See, I have good levels here. So I'm ready to go. And here we go. I'm going to make a deep kind of Barely voice.
Hello, I'm Barely.
Stop it quickly. And don't forget to trim off the extra pieces here. And save. And it's also a good idea to label your script. I'm going to call it Be Hello because I have a hello for Scratch. So this will help me remember that. I'm going to make 2 more sound tracks because that's what I have in his script. Ready to go? Here we go.
I have lots of fur. That makes me a mammal.
Second script. Trim out the edges and save. I'm going to say hair on this one so I can remember it. All right, and now I'm going to make 1 more for the last goodbye.
Goodbye now.
And that's it. So I can just trim that out, and I have my 3 sounds. And then I just have to play with them and put them in there. And don't forget to label the last one like goodbye. Come back to my code. And now, remember that we have to put in that time wait. We have to wait for Scratch to talk, and then he can come in. So I'm going to put that time wait on here, maybe about 8 seconds again. And then I'm going to have my first sound, and let's see if that comes in. Until done, don't forget to change that sound to hello, Be Hello. Let's test it out and see how it looks.
Hello, my name is Scratch. I am going to teach you about mammals.
Hello,
this is my friend
I'm
Barely.
Barely.
He is a mammal.
So you can see that came a little bit early. So maybe I'll go to something like 12 seconds. And let's try that again. And you're just going to keep playing until you have that down well. You want to bring in the other sounds and time them out. This is the hair one. And then the other last sound would be goodbye now. And that would be great. And recommend putting in some weight blocks in there. And you just kind of have to feel it out. Everyone's going to have different results for that. And he should hide when he's finished. And then you can bring in another mammal. When we come back for my next episode, I'll show you how to put in some backgrounds and how to switch them out at a certain time. Thank you very much.